Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some Dungeons and Dragons. We are here back in Tomb of Annihilation after gosh knows how long.
It certainly took a while for all of us. So what was it? New jobs, businesses, being burnt out, and depressive episodes. That's pretty much about it.
Lots
Whose
of
business
craziness.
got burnt out?
I don't know.
But we are back and joined by the normal crew. Everybody's here: Digi, Chun, Kari, and Kitsu.
I resent the implication that I'm normal.
Nobody is normal here. We're all just a little bit off.
Yeah. Like that one episode of I Love Lucy, where they're talking to a producer who's big into numerology, while Lucy has been dabbling in it lately. And he says, "I'm a 1." Oh, that's interesting. I'm a 3. Ricky looks over and says, "I'm a 5." The producer just sort of stares at the camera a little bit and says, "Oh, we're all odd, aren't we?"
But all right.
In case anybody isn't aware, I love Lucy. Go find it, watch it. It's better than the slop on today. Yes, it's from the 1950s. I don't give a flying fuck. It's good. It's funny. Watch it, or I'll find you.
You heard it here first, folks.
That is true for a lot of old shows.
Oh, very correct.
Like Match Game.
Oh, old 1970s Match Game. Oh, yes.
But yes, as of the last time that we were playing, you guys had recently just fought a troll. And after some different levels of craziness, there was some exhaustion going on. The troll didn't want to stay down until it did.
And I cast about 25 firebolts at it.
The party.
Look, it even says 25 and 25 on that firebolt test roll I did. So yes, it's canon.
Well, the party makes it out of there, and that was only your midday encounter.
Yippee, skippy.
So if everybody's buckled in and ready for some craziness, we shall continue on.
Well, apparently the show's for the birds, so...
Thank you for reminding me that I failed to actually make sure my alerts were working, so if those don't work, I am not fixing them now.
Well, let's see if mine are working. Spin the wheel of anime.
That's literally the heckle that popped up.
I know, I saw it.
Mine are working. At least they seem to be. Cool. Okay. You guys will travel on back through the jungle. Still confident you are heading towards Taz Kahakla. And as
That
you
being said, our wisdom rolls for survival have been so terribly pants, I wouldn't be surprised that we didn't find ourselves in Curse Sabble before anything else.
you find yourself coming along what actually turns out to be a small path of some kind. Seems to be worn down. Animals may have been trampling it. You can definitely see some larger animal prints, some goblin footprints mixed in amongst them. But it does make traveling a little bit easier. And as you're walking along, you see some figures off in the distance, approaching you. And almost immediately, what jumps out to you is they are led by a wizard or some person looking like a wizard in a red robe.
Oh, these
Ah,
fellows again. Oh, same as always. Respect the Thayan wizard, and none of us join his army of undead.
As they approach you along there, they actually give the wizard, the three guards, and the four skeletons all give you each a curt little bow as they walk by you, seeming paying you no extra mind.
uh,
Diggory politely, yeah, oh crap, what's the word? Responds in kind and continues along his way as well. Just two groups doing things we don't need to fight.
Helena does the same thing, but is also looking a bit confused. That was like one of the things that she was not expecting.
I'm not entirely sure what you are expecting anymore. Dinosaurs, zombies, trolls, frost giants, rings of ice. These Thayan wizards, talking hornbills. I'm fairly certain there's very little left this jungle could possibly throw at us. I say, understanding entirely well that this jungle is likely not thrown the worst of the things ever. As I now think back at that god-fucking Mercury dragon.
After a few moments and walking by, you hear some clanking of some metal from behind you as you peek back and actually see one of the guards from the red wizard that you passed by rushing up to you. A actual look of he looks actually happy as he's approaching.
Huh?
Intriguing proposition. Sir Knight, what is this pleasure?
Yeah, I definitely not tonight, just somebody on the road. But to help you on your journey, he hands over a couple of potions to you.
Yay, potions.
Hmm. I would gladly accept that. To to what do we owe what do we owe this illustrious gift?
Just to help some fellow adventurers with their quests. You'll find a potion of mind reading and potion of invulnerability here. The best of luck.
Well, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Well, the best of luck to you and your party as well.
Mhm. Wait.
Really, we'll have to be mindful if we find something that to return this favor. Should we run into them again?
After he gives you a bow again. Looks each of you individually in your eyes, and then heads back towards his party.
Hmm.
Is it kind of strange?
Exceptionally so.
Ooh,
Most Thayan
free
wizards
stuff.
are certainly not known for their generosity, never mind their ability to just let people by without any sort of, well, taking their skeletons.
Yeah, they probably did that to the last party. That's why they say shit. They already had the skeletons. Probably,
Hmm,
probably not at the point of where they need to get new ones yet.
probably not. But it is definitely a thinking situation indeed. If there is a way to get on their good side after this, it would be a boon for us to find some way to repay it. Although, that being said, I'm beginning to think maybe that's just a disguise. I've nothing to go on that, but oh well. So, the boat's not getting any lighter. Have I mentioned I'm still carrying the boat lately?
Nah.
I think you're enjoying it.
Well, it's definitely a way to keep certain muscles going. Although the sooner we actually are able to use the boat for a while, the better I will feel. Anyway, who's going to be carrying the potions?
Hmm, I think
think-
you have some good use with them.
All right, okay. It was a potion of mind reading and invulnerability, you said, right?
Potion of mind reading and potion of invulnerability. Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Mind reading, add to my backpack. Invuln backpack. All right. Actually, I might just put it in the bag of holding. Actually, that's probably a better place of putting him.
The party will
Wait.
continue on down the path, and you find yourself into a what looks to have been a very unnatural clearing, as there's a bunch of trees that have been knocked down. Um, it looks to be kind of like an area where a larger creature, two or three, either have fought or have at least pushed down a bunch of trees to kind of make it a little bit more open area. But it doesn't seem to have been occupied by anything for a long time. As you approach, a bunch of small wildlife, birds and stuff like that, take off or scatter along the forest floor. You look up and find yourself that the sun is setting pretty well, so it is time to set up camp.
That certainly is. All right. After all that, I'm just going to get what sleep I can. 2 days, solid.
Nobody asked you to stay up the second day.
Nobody did, but nobody was of a mind to be responsible enough. Ugh. Nah, no matter. We made our choices, we deal with them as we can. That said, part of that will be sleeping for me.
Sounds like a good idea. Plop, plop.
Luckily for the party, your night passes restfully and uneventfully.
Yay.
Wait. Shortly.
Long rest.
Oh,
Cover
nice.
1 level of exhaustion.
Wait. Whoop.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. Now, the eternal question, the 64,000 gold piece question. Where are we? Where are we going? And what direction is it?
How high
Yeah.
and how low are we going?
Oh, I thought that you were going to ask if the other two that actually have strength would actually carry the boat for once.
After a while, you get used to it. Besides, it's actually it's a very nice boat. Anyway, hey, let's just get a move on.
Yep, who's rolling your
Well,
survival to find?
I was trying to guide us west to Aton's Kahatla.
Yeah,
But-
and you do have the highest survival.
But
We should keep going that way then.
Attempting to.
Yep. One of the problems of being a scholar. I know how to follow these things, but following them, but the practice proving to be far harder than the theory.
And that's a 13 to try and guide us to our current destination.
thirteen.
Okay.
13.
Ugh.
You swear you know which way you're going, as you confidently set off in what you swear is the same direction that you've been traveling for days. And
I don't want to bother anybody, but the restaurant is at the other end of the universe.
according to a dude's
no.
great sense of direction, you are indeed still traveling in the same direction that you were the other day.
Oh, fine.
What really concerns me that this token hasn't moved for literally like 2 sessions. Not 2 days, 2 sessions.
Don't worry about it.
Watch us
Even
end up
before
in-
you said that, I was worrying about it.
Watch us land in like Sky Lizard Mountain or something like that.
I'm more worried about landing in the Underdark. Or
Don't
worse.
worry.
no, goddess.
Don't worry. We'll end up in Fort Bellarian.
We'll be right smack back in front of that Mercury Dragon again.
I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised if we find ourselves in Icewind Dale. Literally, probably one of the farthest away places we could be at this point. All right.
You find yourself on a cart traveling over some snow-swept plains, up and over a hill, and somebody says, "Hey, you're finally awake."
God damn it.
You
It's
were
not
trying to
even.
cross the
It's
border,
not
like-
even. It's not even a current year relevant Oblivion joke. It's still goddamn Skyrim.
All right.
You, I've seen you in my dreams.
Knowing what people make for their dreams, I am surprised about that.
They aren't nightmares.
And unfortunately, they went too far with the Khajiit, so yeah, the Khajiit are definitely nightmares. So the same thing with the Argonians.
Yeah.
Have you seen what people do with orcs?
Yes.
Have you seen what people do? Just full stop. I thought some of my friends were creative in doing shit in Dark Souls 3, but holy crap.
Oh, I love what Tom Fox did and turned Kronk into a Goron.
Neat.
So the party will take off from their camp. And head over in the direction they do believe was they were supposed to be headed out. You travel for a good chunk of the day, getting to um about midday before you come and find yourself in what seems to have been a somewhat recent battlefield. Trees are knocked over. There are dark patches of what you can only assume to be blood. The body of a couple of younger Triceratops lay in their spots, and pinned to a tree on the far side is the body of what looks to be a half orc warrior with a horn gored through his center and broken off, keeping him pinned to the tree.
Well, I'm sure he died the way he would wish.
I think that I'm gonna be sick to my stomach.
No, don't be just yet. I might I might be obsessed with getting a Tyrannosaur skull, but I'm also not going to turn down free Triceratops horns.
Oh, hey, appreciate.
I mean, hell, you could turn one of those skull plates into one doozy of a shield, I'm sure. Or perhaps maybe a chest piece for Ramira.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
I'll pass.
But just a thought. Just imagine a dwarf barbarian charging into battle with two Triceratops skulls upon your shoulders. An imposing figure, certainly.
I do better without armor.
Who said it was armor? That's decoration.
What is the party doing in the area? If anything, or moving
Uh,
on.
Legitimately, the skulls are too much to carry. Whatever. I am going to try and get a few of the Triceratops horns if at all possible. Why? I don't know. I'll think of something.
I mean, you can pull the one out of the half orc pretty easily. Well, with a little bit of work, but with your strength, it's still overall easy.
All right, I'll take that.
He collapses to the
And go
ground.
over.
To the ground, and as he collapses, you notice at his feet there is what you're going to assume was his weapon, a very large and ornate maul.
Well, I beg your pardon, sir. I don't believe you will be needing this. I'm going to pick that up as well and look it over.
It's
Hmm.
even for you, it's actually quite heavy. Um, Not sure exactly why. It still feels balanced for a giant sledgehammer, essentially. Um, but it does feel like it is a little bit heavier than what you would expect for a weapon of its size. It is intricately
Interesting.
detailed in certain spots. The There are gold inlays snaking all the way throughout it. It seems like something that by the status of the armor that you grabbed it off of, he shouldn't have had, or maybe was, looted from something, you're not sure.
Hmm. Very intriguing. Cannot wait to get to identify this later.
One moment, I have a call coming in, unfortunately.
Oh, no worries.
Identify.
Well, you know what? Well, if he's taking a call, I shouldn't identify it anyway, because I still need to be told what it is. Hmm.
Now, the thing I was kind of thinking of was a hammer of two Triceratops top skulls.
Oh, now that's an idea as well. Too bad Rote's not around. That would that certainly would be an interesting bit that would probably get him excited,
I mean,
if for no other.
All you need is rope and a stick.
True, but the
Boom.
Forge Cleric could actually turn it into something that wouldn't shatter them after one use.
It's a Triceratops skull. It's the hardest part of its head.
Agreed. Just gonna go over and just beat a drum beat tattoo on one of the skulls.
I've returned.
Yeah, don't worry, we're just mucking about with dead dinos.
The dinos come back as zombies.
I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised. The drum beat tattoo on their skulls immediately turns into a solid straight punch.
No, not actually, but anyway, so you found a mall. You got yourself a nice big old Triceratops horn. Um, Pray tell, anything else you are doing before moving on?
Hmm. Unless somebody wants to try, unless we want to see if we can find something more about this unfortunate. And I think think moving on is as good a point as any.
Yeah.
Okay, the
All right,
party.
so I'm going to say
Move
move
on.
on.
So the party moves on, and travels most of the rest of the day, mostly unaccosted. They you do run into a few um, small packs of herbaceous dinosaurs. They seem to kind of pay a little bit of attention to your party, but then move on peacefully by you. Luckily, the day goes pretty uneventfully again for this one. You have seemed to be lucking out, at least on whatever path you are going down.
Hmm. Well, if we're going to be taking a camp after that uneventful day, I'm going to take a bit of time and ritual cast Identify on this new mall.
Okay, let me get that out. Where's my notes?
Do-do-do. Just taking my big ol' ox finger and just going over the gold inlay and trying to figure out the whatever patterns or symbolism that could potentially be within it. Feeling the heft one more time. Per- Perhaps contemplating what metals I know of that could possibly be this dense and heavy. Certainly
Why,
not not iron.
as you finish your casting of Identify, you find that this is a Mall of Terror.
I'm back.
Oh. Mall of Terror.
Mall of Terror? I knew that malls were dangerous.
But, well, they're a hammer as big as I am. I would be surprised if they weren't.
Especially coconut malls.
Yep, it
Da,
has
da, 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 da.
it is a weapon that you have 3 charges with it. You can expend 1 charge as an action to release a wave of terror that each creature of your choice within 30 feet must succeed a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute.
Slam it down with an earthquake causing everyone to
All right.
go flying and run in terror.
All right. 3 charges. Creatures of my choice within what range?
Here, I'll just put it in. Put it in the general chat, or I'll put it in the notes.
Okay. This actually must be from Tomb of Annihilation, and that's why it's not in my lists.
No, it's
All right, good
it's
enough.
it's straight from DM's guide. It's was originally a Mace of Terror, but I just upgraded it to Maul.
All right, fair enough.
Oh no! Avalanche!
Add that to equipment and make a few adjustments. Considering a maul does exactly twice as much damage as a mace on average. All right, so don't mind me, and we can just keep going.
Well, the night goes uneventfully as you find yourself with a nice full night's rest, and you wake up ready to set out for the day with a brontosaurus just kind of moving in front, just inside the forest line, just in front of your camp. But all right, let me know um, who's going to be rolling your attempt at survival. Your to see if you can find out where you've been, where you're going, and all that kind of stuff.
I
Yes.
don't have
Oh
one in
wow!
hand. Oh,
Well, okay then.
Oh, Shauna will step up, and I can take care of this for a little while here. Boop.
I was gonna
And
say
now, how far off track are we?
I want to chaos, but it ended up.
At this point, good rolls are chaos.
That's where you're at currently. So, which direction do you want to actually head in?
Well, we could try to go southwest since we veered in that direction. That has Yaklawazi. Yaklawazi.
Hmm.
The Valley of the Lost Honor. At this point, we might as well have lost honor.
We certainly haven't found our direction, hardly. Why were we going to Ataz Kahakla anyway? Was it just because it was closer?
I
Uh,
believe so at the time.
All right. So let's just keep going southwest since we're already close. Since Omu was technically where we were agreed to go to, and we find ourselves at Ataz Yaklazi, that's another matter entirely. Plus, if we get lost, we find ourselves in Kahakla. What's the difference?
Okay, let's see what happens throughout the day.
we might
Especially
as
since we
well
apparently
find us.
moved into an orange area of danger.
Might as well just find ourselves in a Haka hairball.
Why not just Samarak? I'm not even sure that's Chult anymore at that point.
That would be really hilarious if there was a place called Haka Hairball and it was all kitty cats. All cat people.
You do realize that what my setting that I've been using for my in-person game technically has an entire like sub-civilization of tabaxi or cat people. Why didn't I use that name? I'm going to now.
The party will continue on, marching down, now confident in exactly what direction, now knowing where you are and how you got here, and you're still amazed that you are actually kind of going somewhat the right direction. Not the way you wanted to, but the direction that you are being pulled toward.
Uh-oh, Peter-kun, you fell asleep.
Hmm. Sorry.
You fell asleep.
I didn't realize I was so dull.
No. I said I've been up since 1.
Sure. I'll get mad.
This is going to be a little bit of a shorter session anyway, just so because craziness and a little bit later start. But
All fair.
after a little while, the jungle opens up into a small little grass field. Some stumps are littered all over the place. That it seems less like this area has been cleared by nature and cleared by people as chopping down trees for something. But the grass has grown over it, grown quite high. And in the middle of the area, there are about 18 hadrosauruses milling about. For those who need, where is bad guy? Not bad guy, but creature.
I believe we're talking about duck-billed dinosaurs, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think so. Quick, call a.
Well, it's not like Memes is here to give me one of his scaly pictures.
No, I was going to say, quick, call a 6 to 9-year-old boy that is interested in dinosaurs. They'll tell you what to do.
Ah, one of my little cousins.
Yeah.
Quick,
Because
phone a
for
friend.
a fact they know exactly which one it is. They will tell you if it's wrong.
Yep. He certainly
It
will
is
too.
It is not a if I show this to you, will it give you the character, the stats, or the actual image? Let's see. It shows the bio and info.
Okay. Sure.
Ah.
All right. I was wrong.
And there are
Not at all uncommon occurrence.
There are about 5 very young-looking hadrosauruses milling about the group. A couple of them playing together, running into a few of the adults who look at them annoyed.
Wide berth.
Civilization of dinosaurs. Cool.
I don't know about civilization. A pod or a herd at the very least. But any sort of animals, especially of that size, with young, we're all crazy. I don't suppose we're that crazy.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Looking at Idun.
What?
I think we should veer away from the group of dinosaurs. Who knows? Maybe they will leave us alone.
I'd recommend that taking the long way around, keeping perhaps just outside of the clearing.
I mean, you don't want to go over?
I'm perfectly willing to rob the dead corpses of a triceratops that's already dead. I'm more than willing to kill one if it's charging us. I'm not willing to take on an entire angry herd seeking for the sole purpose of protecting their young.
Got it. You go around, I'll go over. Have fun.
The winged.
As you clear path and continue on, the day becomes long and the sun slowly starts to set. Who has a passive perception of higher than 12 or higher?
I do.
I do. I have a 13.
But,
Nope.
yeah.
I got 12.
10.
Okay, so I think Les has a higher passive perception too.
Oh, well, yeah, higher, but 11.
Oh, okay, so she does. So so everybody but Diggory and Les smell the unmistakable smell of death and decay shambling towards you, and you can eventually hear the chattering of what you would understand would be a troop of ghouls. And they seem to be heading your direction.
And this is
well,
why
we're
we
dead.
don't bother the herd of Hadrosaurus. Crack my knuckles, take a stance, and hope we don't need to, but it's unlikely.
This is gonna be a lot of fun. We're dead.
Forgot to attune to the mall. Oh well. Do so later tonight. Let us have ourselves a time, I suppose.
Okay, well. I need to get some tokens.
Oh, John, I put in general what Krug looks like now.
I saw it's about as horrifying as I expected.
Don't you agree? It looks like a Goron.
It does not.
Yep, he looks like a Goron now. Uh, really interesting Goron.
Yeah.
Also, the funny thing is, when he puts a helmet on, the cheeks are outside of the helmet.
Sounds
Like
about right.
the helmet's still sitting there, but the cheeks glitch through the helmet.
Okay, cool. This will be a fun fight.
You don't like it when the DM's like, okay, cool, yeah.
Although, admittedly, the last time I said, "Ooh, this is going to be a fun fight," my attempts at making it fun were all resisted by the wild-shaped druid making like literally 3 individual nat 20 wisdom saves.
The party runs in, allows the ghoul troop to approach, and you find 10 ghouls led by a ghast that, upon seeing you, instantly become aggressive and,
Yep, this
and
is.
prepare for combat.
Yep, we are dead.
Yippee, skippy.
Yep, we are dead.
All right. Diggory, please let that be. Yes, it is. Less. Is a bit more. I'm surprised that worked.
Yay, Idun goes first.
On the other hand, it could be, yay, Idun goes first, charges forward, does a breath attack, hits 6 of them.
Let's get some combat music going on in
Or at
here.
least was a number of them.
Don't hear any.
I've got my own
There we
personal
go.
combat music going as well.
Let me make sure I have 10 ghouls in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Alright. Descending order.
Crappiest undead Blood Bowl team. Oops,
but-
all ghouls.
Hey,
no
but-
APO. Go.
Hey, but at least they have dodge.
What undead team can actually get 11 ghouls?
None, because they're not the linemen.
I think the best you might be able to get is like maybe 3, 4?
In Blood
But
Bowl,
with Shambling Undead and Necromantic Horror?
yeah, in Blood Bowl 3 now you can get up to 4 on those teams.
Well, I was really more thinking about the mixed team, Afterlife United.
I don't think you can even. Does it add the ghoul amount?
Might be worth looking later.
But alright,
That is right.
combat is starting. And first up is Adun.
I love how I still roll one of the highest I've rolled for initiatives, and I'm still going last of our party.
Yep. Quack.
Okay. Gonna step here. And gonna use the short bow that I got.
Yay, short bow.
Gonna aim right at the main dude.
Okay.
That dude.
Gotta kill the leader. The head coach.
22 will hit.
22.
Aim for Farad Ghoul Chewer.
Or 8.
For 8.
Yep. And the thingy my boober. About
What great nerds are we that everything we do just devolves back into Blood Bowl terms.
The greatest of nerds.
Indeed.
In position 0 about.
Anything else you are doing, Idun?
Well, I have another attack that I can do as well.
Okay.
I was looking up the ammo for, the re-getting ammo.
Gotcha.
Each shot fired, roll d20. Okay. For shooting ammo, is it when you shoot or is it when we go to pick up? For retrieving.
Oh, that's when you go to pick it. That's at the end of the battle when you go to pick it up.
Okay. So, starting off with 30, and that is 1 shot. Well, it's going to be 2 shots at this point. So another shot with the short bow. 13.
A 13 will hit just right on.
Nice. For 7.
Then any other actions you are taking?
That's it.
Ramira, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna just step forward a bit. I'm going to throw one of my hand axes at this leader here.
Okay.
See if
Zoom
I
up
can
the
get my
battle map.
mastery on them.
$17 hits.
It's only going to be 6 damage, but hand axes have Vex, and that mastery allows me to have a advantage on my next attack on them before the end of my next turn.
Anything
But
else
I
you
will
are
stay
doing?
right here. I'm gonna, well, bonus action, I can activate my rage, because there's no way I'm not gonna be raging through this, so.
Wow.
Okay. So
Wah.
the gas turn. The guest is going to charge forward towards Ramira.
Dun dun dun.
And
Dun,
then
dun, dun, dun.
take a swing with its claw.
The claw.
The claw.
A
The
16
clan.
misses. And that is the ghast's turn, which will put us to Shauna.
Let's see. Me thinking. Thinking is me. So, I'm going to start this off with Chromatic Orb, because why not? At level 2s!
Okay.
Rawr! With cold damage.
Okay.
Blast away. The 22 hits.
Yep, hitting the ghoul.
What's your
And-
damage? Your cold orb smacks into the ghast as Ramiro will watch its body freeze and crack and then crumble as it collapses to the ground, no longer animated as an undead.
And run up to here in reaction mode. Standing up for defense.
All right.
That's like the highest I ever actually rolled and killed something in one hit.
Well,
Chromatic Orb's a good spell.
it also helped that the thing was hit 3 times before prior.
Also true.
So this school is going to take the dash and move into range with Shauna. As is the next ghoul, charging forward all the way down to here.
Oh
And
no.
It is Les's
Later.
turn.
All
They're
right.
going to have a higher rolling damage.
Well, I already made the less is more joke, so I'm going to refrain a second time.
More is less.
Yes. And so here comes more of her. As she is going to cast Eldritch Blast, splitting the 2 beams between both of those ghouls that just charged Shauna.
Okay.
So the first one against left. And of course.
9 will miss.
Nah,
And the second one against right.
right.
21 will hit.
All right. For a total
Push back 10
Good.
feet.
of 6 points of force damage and charisma, repelling blast. Yes, 10 feet.
5, 10 to there.
You know what I'm surprised you did not do?
What?
Hunger of Hadar. In between, let's see, as a,
You know, that's actually a good point.
right there.
Isn't Hunger
Or-
of Hadar centered around the user
No.
or something?
No, it
150.
has a 150-foot range, plus I have it's a warlock cantrip. So yeah, so it's 150 foot range. I thought for a second it was 180 feet. Anywho, continue
Yep.
on.
All
That'll be my turn.
Ghoul number 1 here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It will take a dash.
Ooh. Yeah, if you had put it right there, boom. Been
All
a
the way
Yeah.
over to here.
bunch.
Well, we'll see what happens next round.
This
Yep.
ghoul, 5, 10, 15, 20, will run up to Shauna and actually get to take a swing. And it will attack with its claw.
That's and miss horrifically to the point that it.
We rolled double 12, so
12 does not hit.
Yep.
Would hit
Lord,
less.
Lord Diggory, you're up.
oh, you mean I can actually do things?
I don't know
Alright.
about that, but
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Then drop Shadow 15 feet away from me, so 3 spaces directly north, if you don't mind.
I had him ready this time.
Ah, you know what I'm planning on doing. 2 attacks from Shadow Diggory at the guy next to him because I can. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Christ on a bike.
14 hit.
All right. 4d8. Rolled another 2. 8 on that one, and a second attack.
19 hits.
All right. For another 10. Total of 18.
It's still standing.
And because of Crusher feet, it's 10 feet away.
Anything else you are doing, Lord Diggory?
Well, actually, I'm gonna retcon that because like it's like each Crusher only does like 5 actually, so I'm gonna use that and just have like Diggory and like Shadow is following up as that goes, and so that's about it. But yeah,
Okay.
as long as Shadow's not more than 30 feet away from me, he's fine.
My scythe has taken a chunk out of a bot. Yes.
All right. Well, before I get to all of these ghouls' actions, I'm going to go start a fire really quick.
Has our GM been a pyromaniac this entire time?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, very much so.
One of those best viewer bots was in the chat, and I just went, "Ding!"
No, it must have been it's been in the other chat because it wasn't in mine.
Yep, it was in Kaylee's. Kaylee needs help with one thing. Setting up that sort of light in D&D Beyond.
Hmm.
Because I still have that.
Oh yeah.
I still have that sword and haven't actually been using it because
We don't have its stat line.
Mm-hmm. I could be using it here against these ghouls and zombies and everything else.
It is a longsword
Yes.
base for everything for that, as I swear I've said multiple times, but that's perfectly fine. If somebody wants to help make it, I can do that later on for it too. But time for some ghoul action. All right, this one is going to. There's only one target that's actually in range that it sees, and it is going to take a swing with its claw. And it
Remembering
will
that my
miss.
shadow has the same AC as I do, so 20.
Oh, we have 19 for your AC.
Ring of protection.
Okay, update that. Okay, the one that you punched really good doesn't have to move, so it's going to just do the same thing.
Ooh, glad for the ring.
It tried.
Very hard.
This one sees its friends swarming.
It's a good thing that they don't have that stat. They don't have that trait.
And that
Mhm.
one will find purchase.
All right, my shadow has exactly 1 HP, so it poofs.
It goes away.
It did its job.
I can just see it slashing, actually finding it, and then just keep swinging because
This ghoul will
because
see
it
an
thinks that it
open
was
target
real.
and charge towards Diggory using a dash action, so it cannot attack. However, this one up front will charge towards you and will take a swing at you.
11 misses.
And this one will wrap around and come to your side. Targeting you with its claw. Nearly rolling the
11
exact same
misses again.
thing. Idun, you're up.
Okay.
I know.
5, 10, 15,
Wow.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Good old 45-foot movement. And punch this guy in the face.
The
With
punching happening.
Normal bludgeoningness.
A 10 will miss.
Okay.
That must be very embarrassing.
Next punch.
The follow-up does not miss.
And
It is still standing.
this. So and do flurry of blows bonus action.
Okay.
Is 2 attacks.
Flurry away.
1.
13 hits and kills it.
Well, no need to follow up.
As you feel its skull cave in underneath your first blow from your flurry, you watch as it just collapses into a heap at your feet.
And that's it.
Ramira, you're up.
Okay. Right up to him. Reckless attack. Back with frenzy.
Alrighty.
Mm. Everybody else have this.
26 definitely hits.
Okay. Initial and extra 2 times 6.
And with that mighty
27.
frenzied blow, you lop off the ghoul's head, and the body collapses instantly in one blow.
Wonderful. That'll be it for my turn then.
Well, the guest is dead, and Shauna, you're up.
Okay. So, I am going to attack again. Attack. This one right here.
Okay, directly to your left.
Wow. Hmm.
21 hits.
Or a 14.
You take a massive chunk out of it, but it's still standing.
Still standing. No, it shouldn't be standing. And I don't think that I have an additional action.
Everybody should have at least 2 attacks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
All the martial classes at least should have them all 2 attacks.
Yep.
Yep, action in combat. Although I could use my
You could bonus action smite if you wanted to.
yep, bonus action smite. So yes. For 5.
Okay, it's still alive, but it does look very weak.
Attack again because I can. I think.
Yes, you can.
And that will probably miss.
11 will miss. What does
Well,
graze do?
it will graze it. Any graze is basically hitting anyways, but for half.
No, it's Graze is hits with whatever your attack modifier is.
If you attack roll with a great sword misses a creature, you can deal damage to it equal to the ability modifier used to make the attack.
So 3. So you do 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And that 3 damage from the graze is enough to kill the ghoul.
Yay! And that's my turn.
Alright, that ghoul is dead. That goes alive and still sees Shauna right in front of it, so it's going to attack.
Is the mindless creature that it is.
Not exactly mindless, but not very not intelligent. A 17 looks like it hits you.
It does hit.
You will take 8 slashing damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep, and I could react against that if I wanted to. Or,
You would have a reaction, yes.
yep, because I can. I'll do the Constitution saving throw.
You pass.
And then.
It takes 4 damage from your retribution, basically. And that is its action.
Yeah,
Less.
when you take damage from a creature within 10 feet of you, you can use your reaction to force the creature to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, well, hold on. I need to make a strength saving throw then before it takes that 4 damage.
And if it fails, it will take the damage and then be pushed away.
How far is it pushed away?
10 feet.
Dude, you have a new friend.
Just all of a sudden, you see it just go gliding across the floor, still standing.
Alright, Bless is up now.
All right, and Les is actually going to think back on what people said and will actually cast Hunger of Adar. Actually, actually in such a way that'll catch all 6 of them. Now, you
Like
might be
that?
saying, "Yep, like that." Might be saying, "But Chun, that'll catch your character as well," and you'd be right. Accounting for this.
I forgot how much damage did I
Hunger.
take?
You took
Thank
8.
you for that. I'm trying to
8. Okay.
slowly losing my mind, forgetting what the hotkey commands to draw circles are. Oh, there it is.
It's in the paint.
Yeah. Okay, there it is. There's the snap.
And measurements are also in circles.
That is.
Wait, put that 20-foot back up there again. And we're having a close enough.
Good enough for government work.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the spell do so I can make what I need?
Hunger Havadar, you open a gateway to the far realm, a region infested with unspeakable horrors. A 20-foot radius sphere, darkness appears, blah, 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 blah. The sphere is difficult terrain, filled with strange whispers and stubborn noises, heard up to 30 feet away. No light, magical or otherwise, can illuminate the area, and creatures fully within it have the blinded condition. Any creature that starts its turn in the area takes 2d6 cold damage. Any creature that ends its turn there must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage from otherworldly tentacles.
Okay, so they just start out taking 2d6 damage, and then at the end of the turn, they'll also take 2d6 if they fail. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just going to pull this up on my other screen here, so I can just keep remembering about it.
Sure.
All right, well, let's see. This ghoul is dead. The next ghoul is dead. It is Diggory's turn, who takes 2d6 cold damage. I'll roll that.
Okay. Ignore that one then.
No, see, that's why. So at the beginning of your turn, you just automatically take 2d6 cold
Oh,
damage.
I know, but I rolled it just as you were saying. I'll roll that. I was like, oh, okay. Ignore me rolling it then. That's
Oh, gotcha. It takes 7 points.
doesn't matter. We rolled the same thing anyway.
Just two different
Literally
numbers.
the exact same damn thing. Oh, well, maybe not. Well, 5, 2, 6, 1. What does it matter? Anywho, so yeah, Diggory takes 7 points of cold damage. That's perfectly fine. So, make sure all that is properly applied. I am then going to manifest Echo 15 feet south of me again. That's a bonus action. I'm then going to use as an action. I'm going to magically swap places with my Echo. Leaving the area of cold and not having any attacks of opportunity made against me.
Yay!
And then your shadow instantly dies.
And then you.
Because it's gonna take the acid damage.
And then yes.
Well, when you can summon the shadow for free.
Well, your shadow does get to make a dexterity check.
All right, so one quick dexterity save. It's a DC 15. I very nearly could have made that if those dice were reversed.
Yep, and the shadow goes poof.
It would have gone poof no matter what, because it would take half damage.
Does it? But frankly, what does it matter? I only took 7 damage
No,
myself.
it's all or nothing for
and-
the save.
It is?
Yep, you must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage from otherworldly tentacles. So, on my next turn, he would have gone poof, but that's beside the point.
That's gonna be a fun combo coming up then.
All right, so let's see. Sean, you can go ahead
me
and
constantly being able to get myself out of a situation that I can bait.
No. When I grow a 1 level, I instantly pass any dexterity saving throw.
Neat.
John, if you want to
Even
roll
better.
the damage for Hunger of Hadar.
Oh, sure. Sorry. I'm losing my absolute mind here.
Aren't we all?
We're all mad here.
I was locked up in
Of
the
course, I rolled
box
a
once.
3.
All right, that one takes 3 damage, and since it is
I'm not
blind,
I'm not gonna continue that.
let's see what direction it decides to go in. So it runs out this direction 30 feet. Finally is able
Difficult terrain.
All right, you can move 15 feet. And it will take the dash to finish up the 15 feet and end up there. Trying to figure out
As long as it eats up its actions.
as long as it's trying to figure out what the heck is going on. This ghoul.
Hunger of Hadar.
Roll me that damage.
Just when you thought it couldn't get worse.
It's enough to drop it dead.
Oh,
Well, he did get hit with two left hooks from the shadow at the beginning of the combat, so yeah.
This one, go ahead and roll me that next damage.
There we go. There's an actual good answer. 10.
A crit 10 too.
Well, only because a 6 was a part of it.
Roll the D100s.
It is going to go
I'm kidding.
1, 5, 10, 15, 5, and end up here. As it's dashed, no longer blind, it can see Diggory, so it's going to take its last couple of steps down here. And that is its action. Next damage for this guy right here.
Total of 8.
What direction are these guys going? Five. It comes out here. No, loses the blind and sees Diggory standing right in front of it. And will take the opportunity to swing with its claw.
Claw.
8 does not work.
This one.
A moment, please.
Mm-hmm.
Please hold for acid damage.
Yeah.
5.
-5. In what direction are you going? Five, 10, 15. Dash 5, 10, 15. It wonders what the heck's going on. And last but not least, the last one that's in the hunger.
Another 10.
What way are you going? It also goes this direction and finds Diggory. And will take a swing with its claw.
19 just misses.
So close.
Indeed.
So that we are now at Idune's turn.
Who's ready for more punching?
Not the ghouls.
Too bad.
15 hits for the 7.
Right in the ghoulies, though.
And one more punch.
12 hits.
Shoryuken.
Well, it will still be standing, just barely, though. You can almost hear a faint sound in the distance. Finish him.
Oh my
Finish
God.
him.
Fatality.
And bonus action punch.
Fatality.
All of a sudden, Idun just picks him up.
Idun wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
And I'll just end it right there.
All right. Ramira.
Splits him apart.
Yeah, I'll go this direction and take this guy out. Reckless and frenzy as usual. So fucking
The 11 misses.
Fatality.
damn. Second try then. Keep trying. Reckless.
17 hits.
Sweetheart. 16.
You win. Perfect.
You cleave the ghoul in two, splitting it from head to leg.
Awesome.
Game. Perfect. You win.
Gast is dead.
It went
Shauna, you're
from
up.
Mortal Kombat 2 to Street Fighter 4.
Smash.
Let's see something while I have a few moments. Well, Shauna, it's your turn.
So, gonna move over here. Und. Mama. Bada 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 ba. Level 2. I am going to cast Moonbeam. Right up here.
Okay. Let's see if it
Brings out
saves.
a brush and circles a moon around the zomboid.
It saves the deck save. Let's see here.
And I am doing and that is the moonbeam.
So what? Roll your damage, or it's 14 damage, so it takes 7 damage. Okay. The next 2 ghouls are dead, so it is Les's turn. What more can she do?
Oh, that is a good question. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, just because I feel like moving her. And because I'm just a cheap and I don't want to use my other spell for no reason. And an Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna use 2 Eldritch. I'm gonna split the Eldritch Blast of the other 2 ghouls on the far right side.
Okay.
First one to the top. Please be the proper one.
21 hits.
Damn it, Hull. Yeah. Can I roll more than a 2 on these to save my life?
It
No.
is
And the second,
I mean,
and that gets pushed 10 feet back. And the second one at the bottom.
don't forget that we have inspiration. Probably.
Sure, but I rolled max on that one, so 14 on the second one.
Well, that
And it
one
just
dies
explodes.
as that one's body is hurled into the forest to disappear amongst the shrubberies.
I hell divers that one.
Eduardo.
All right, let's see. The next 2 ghouls are dead. Diggory.
Watch, this next one's going to happen, do the exact same thing as more unarmed strikes strike the thing's head. 25 to hit.
Definitely hits.
14.
And yes, as your punch lands into its face, it goes flying back into the hunger to be enwrapped in the tentacles.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't quite make it to anything else. And since I've already used my attack action, I can't use Firebolt, so I'm just going to end.
Okay. This ghoul, it is sensing it done fucked up. And is taken off the way that it came. As is the other ghoul.
Shucks, I messed up.
And with that, the area goes quiet. except for the writhing of the unearthly tentacles. And
For a
the
good time.
and you are able to collect yourselves. But we will do that for the next time, as we will just wrap up here for this one for now.
Sure.
Next session shall be longer, more dangerous, potentially. I don't know. You guys are already at the level cap for this part of the adventure, so I now need to throw harder things at you.
Did we get a level?
No.
Now,
I'm
see,
kidding.
yeah, you would think that'd be easier, throwing harder things at you, but then you realize, holy fuck! Even when you adjust a few things, your party still completely wiped the floor with that Rakshasa you threw at them. They were
Yeah.
level 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yuck. I'm in danger.
But that was a good session, if a little short, but next time we will get back to some longer stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you all
Indeed, that was very
enjoyed.
fun.
And for everybody out there in Twitch land, which is just Kitsu here today,
Ah, there's that broken heckle.
thank you guys so much for watching, even if you're watching the VOD or whatever, or watching this on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys checking this out, and stay tuned for the next couple weeks. Hopefully just a couple weeks this time for the next session.
Yeah, and over on my side, same sort of deal. Kitsu's the only one in my chat, so yeah, heckle away, all. We'll see you, and thank you all for hanging around, chatting, being all around cool dudes. I will see you all in the next one, probably in 2 weeks' time, right? Or was it next week because we're on the off thing or whatever?
No, I'm gonna try for 2 weeks again, go back to normal schedules and stuff like that.
Okay.
Trying.
All right. Sure.
All right, everybody, have a great night.
Yep. All y'all.
Yep.
I'll see you in the next one.